Hey everybody, it's Alie. Welcome to DJ Man TV. And I am sitting here right now with the man with the plan, Mr. Audwin Samuels. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. So, we're here. I'm going to ask you a couple questions, get to know you a little bit. I know everyone else would like to know Mr. Samuel. So, where are you from?
I'm from Beaumont. I consider myself from Beaumont, but I was born in a little town called Newton, Texas, in Jasper County. And my parents were both from Newton County. And after I was born, we moved to Beaumont. I've been in Beaumont since 1964. Went to public schools here, and I've been here pretty much all my life.
So what schools did you attend?
I attended Martin Elementary when I got to Beaumont. I went on from Martin Elementary to Lincoln Junior High, Lincoln Middle School. Then I went on to Beaumont High School, graduated from Beaumont High School in 1972.
So Beaumont High School, is that now Westbrook? No, or
no.
What,
it no longer exists.
Oh, okay.
It was Beaumont High, then it was Beaumont Central, and then Central and Westbrook. Then it became Beaumont United, but it's the old Central High School.
Oh, okay.
Only
same location and everything, like the same school?
Same building
wow.
as the Beaumont Central.
Oh, okay. Wow. So when you attended school, like in high school, did you play any sports, or were you into school?
That was it for me, sports. I played football, basketball, and track. I was a three-sport letterman, and I was fairly decent. And I went on and I got a scholarship to play ball in college, and I went to Lamar University, played football, and ran track at Lamar University. And
what was a couple of your events in track?
I ran hurdles.
Oh, you was a hurdle guy.
I was district champion in hurdles in 1972. I played football. I was a right cornerback. That was my sport. Football? Yeah.
I love football. I'm so ready for football season.
yeah.
Yes.
So that was me. I lived for Friday nights at that time. Just getting ready.
Yeah, and I was a football manager, so I was always ready. Well, I would have to do Thursday and Friday because you got your junior versus varsity, freshman. So
yeah. But like they say, if you stay ready, don't have to get
ready. Yeah. So how was it like growing here in Beaumont?
It was wonderful. I was blessed. I was an only child, but I was always active. And so I grew up here. My parents were teachers in the school district, and so I was a pretty common kid. Just lived to play football, and that was my thing. Football.
That was it, huh?
That was it. I wasn't that big of a partier until I left high school. Life changed then, but yeah, I was pretty cool kid. I was kind of small, so being a teacher's kid had to. That's different, being a teacher's kid and an only child. Folks think you have. They draw these conclusions, but I think it was had a lot to do with the person that I am today.
Yeah. That's good. You seem like you came from a good upbringing. Was it how was it being the only child? Like, did you get lonely? Did you wish you had siblings? Did you ever talk to your parents about having siblings?
Yeah. I mean, I just accepted it. But my cousins they were like brothers to me.
Yeah.
I had my first cousins. We were always together. They were from around Houston, and then I had some down in Burkeville, Kirbyville. But yeah, we were very close. We had a very close family, a large family. So I was okay, and I found ways to amuse myself. And I think that's a part of what I am today. That's why I'm kind of I'm a public person, but I'm kind of on my own. I don't run with crowds. I kind of do my own thing.
So would you say, being from Beaumont, and from then to now, would you say there's like a difference in just upbringing the community, the children, the schools, everything? Would you see there's a big difference?
Well, I say yes, because I've gone through several generations. I've been been a teenager, high schooler, middle age, and now in many of the places I go, I'm beginning to be one of the older ones in the crowd. Mm-hmm. So I've seen things change, yes. From a social perspective, a personal perspective, from the standpoint of the masses, the community, yeah, I've seen a lot of change.
Yeah, do you think it changed for the better, or you think we could use some work?
Well, I think there's always hope. Mm-hmm. Hope that we can get closer to that ideal that we'd like. But I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. I believe in Christ. Mm-hmm. I believe that it's been prophesied that what will happen, and I see us moving in some of those directions. So if I'm a believer, I know that one day things are gonna change.
For sure, amen. I hear you on that. So with college, what choices of college did you choose to go to?
Well, I had several offers to play football, and my senior year in high school, my father was involved in an automobile accident, and he was paralyzed from his neck down. And so at that time, I decided I was going to kind of stay close. One of my best friends, right before I began to get officer scholarships, we were going to join the Marines together and go on a buddy plan. And after all of that, after my father was in an accident, I kind of stayed home as an only child to help my mom, help take care of him.
Very understanding. Okay. So, where did you choose to get your doctorate degree? I know you went to a few colleges for different studies.
Well, I was always taught that education is one thing that no one can ever take away from you.
Right, exactly.
And so I went to Lamar University. That's where I got my Bachelor of Science degree in sociology. Then after that, as I began to live in the real world, I had an interest in understanding life, and that's when I attended the College of Biblical Studies over in Houston. And after that, I then decided, I got involved in community affairs, and there's a guy that had told me I needed to give back to my community because the community had given a lot to me. And that's when I first ran for political office. I ran for the school board, Beaumont Independent School Board. And I was successful in that. I became a Beaumont trustee. I was on the school board, and I was there for about a year. And that's when Beaumont Independent School District merged with South Park Independent School District, and they dissolved BISD board. And so at that point, I had to make a decision of whether I was going to run for the new board or what I was going to do. And at that time, I chose to run for city council. And that's when I ran for Beaumont City Council in 1984. And I was successful. And that's when I stayed. I first went on to the Beaumont City Council in 1984.
So I also know that you went to school to become a lawyer. So what lane you went first? You went from councilman to lawyer, or lawyer to councilman?
I went from councilman to lawyer.
Okay.
Initially, when I decided to go to law school, it wasn't to be a lawyer. I just wanted to, since I was on the city council, the legislative body, I wanted to understand how it worked. So that I went to learn. And after being in law school, I went to law school when I was 35.
Wow.
And I went late. And
it's never too late.
Never too late. So after going to law school and getting my degree and going through all of that and having to sit and take the bar exam, I said, well, there's no sense in me not exercising
Right. You just went through all that. So, exactly.
So I then began to practice law. And that's what I've been doing since then. But a lot of this, it just goes back to my background, my parents. Mm-hmm. I think they were key in my life. Again, like I said, being an only child, and then being a teacher's child.
Right.
You know, people looked at me differently. A lot of folks thought we were supposedly privileged. Mm-hmm. But my parents taught me you can't beat hard work, and that's what I began to do. But as a teacher's kid, there were times I had to do things that I probably wouldn't have ordinarily done. I got in fights.
You got into fights with Sam?
Yeah, a few. But you know, I think that's what got me to really into athletics, because when I began to excel on the field, you know, the tough guys, they were on the football field.
Right.
And if I could hold myself on the field, then I could hold myself in the neighborhood. And then you kind of develop a reputation. And so that I think I had a reputation of being a likable guy, but they said he can, you know, don't make him mad. He kind of cuckoo. So, but you know, that helped me balance. It brought about a balance that I think has been beneficial to me today, because having played football in the North End. I was from the North End.
I was just about to ask, what side of town you was from?
I was from the North End of Beaumont.
Like Magnolia?
Helbig.
Helbig, okay.
So everybody...
He's a Helbig.
Everybody talk about Helbig. We were country boys.
Yeah.
And if you know, and when I was coming up as a boy, we played football in the neighborhoods, and one neighborhood to go to another neighborhood to play football. And so when you talk about being different, times are different. Right. Back then, when you go to another area of town, sometimes what you doing here, but when we were playing football, you know, whoever wins, that's who wins. And during my time, when there were disputes or arguments, sometimes there'd be fights, and they get it done, and it was over.
Right.
You know, it's a lot different now.
A lot different. They're not even fighting anymore.
Yeah. So times are different, but I believe that mix of old school helped me to really understand today's communities, today's societies, and I believe that's the gift that God has given me. A discernment to look back, look at where I came from, look at where we are today, and try to impact, trying to go where we need to be. Yeah. So that's always been a part of me, public service. Teachers are public servants.
Right.
And that kind of was embedded in me. I taught briefly because when I came out of school, there's another story, backstory to that, because I'm not unlike many people. I've had issues. I've had obstacles to overcome, and some I'm proud of, some I'm not. But even those I'm not, those were things that helped me become who I am today. So I didn't get to play college football because I got busted when I was in college, and I was kicked out of school.
You got busted?
I got busted, yeah, for a bag of weed.
Oh.
And you know, that was something that changed my life. It changed my life totally. So I think that had a lot to do with my becoming an attorney, because I know what it's like to feel like to wake up in the morning and not want to get out of bed, not want to go out of the house because of what people think, how people are going to judge you.
Yeah.
I was a local athlete going to the local university, and there were those that pulled for me, but there was also the haters.
Right.
Yeah, he ain't.
Yeah.
And so that somewhat confirmed some of those thoughts, and I thought my life was ruined. But the first thing that my mother and father told me when they got me out of jail is anybody can make a mistake, but it's a fool who continues down the same road and makes the same mistake again.
Right.
And so I know what it's like to sit on the other side of a cell. I know what it's like to be in handcuffs. I know what it's like to have that fear that your life is ruined and there's no future. But God.
But God.
My mother was a very religious person. She came from a family of educators. None of them ever saw a day in jail. And she had 7 brothers and sisters. So that was different. That was traumatic to me. But my father was one, as I said, my senior year in high school, he was paralyzed from the neck down, but he refused to give up. And he taught me what it means to keep the faith, ignore all those things that's going on around you, and just work hard. And that is the spirit that allowed me to fight through everything that I've experienced and all the adverse things in my life is what my father taught me. So with the understanding from my mother that God is in control, and the understanding from my father that I have to do what I got to do to make it, those two combinations, I think, made me what I am today. And what I am today is sharing with others who go through life issues, others who feel that their lives are ruined. They're facing going to prison. They're facing divorce. They're facing losing children. They're facing dealing with drug addictions. These are the people that I deal with every day, not just as a city council member, but as a person fighting for their freedom, fighting for their rights. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I'm not talking about something that I read in school. I'm not talking about something that I heard on the streets. I'm talking about something that I've experienced. I'm talking about real life issues. But that's, I think that's pretty much what made me what I am today. And that's why I chose public service. That's why I chose the practice of law. That's why I wanted to find the truth in understanding God's will. And that's where I am.
Wow, you come from a really strong, really strong background. And it as you can see, it made you a really successful man. Really did. I want to say congratulations through everything you went through. You really came a long way. And that shows everyone that it's never too late. You said you started law school at 38. It's never too late. You can always turn your life around. You can always change, and don't let no one else tell you different.
We fall down, but we get up.
Exactly. So you do still practice in law, right? You have your own law firm. So what type of cases do you do?
I'm primarily a criminal lawyer. I'll say 75% of my work is criminal law. I do some, well, I'm trying to stop doing civil family stuff. My son worked with me for 10 years. He's now at Provost Humphrey Law Firm. He's doing personal injury, but he still works with me on some cases because I'm trying to retire.
Yeah. But so how is it working with your son as a lawyer? Like, have y'all ever worked on cases together?
Oh yes, we've done quite a few cases together, big cases, and I don't think we've lost a case when we work together. So it was an experience. it's a once in a lifetime experience, just being able to watch your lineage come full circle. Right. And so he's my lawyer. He's my lawyer. Yeah. So it's wonderful.
That's good. So besides being a councilman, it's Ward 3, right?
Yes.
What area is Ward 3 in Beaumont?
Ward 3 is the north end of Beaumont, starting at the LNVA Canal, going towards Silsby.
Okay.
Canal. Everything on the east side of Concord Road. I have all the way back to the river.
Oh, okay.
And then I have all of downtown. I go all the way across downtown. I have all of the south end, and all the way until you get to Washington Boulevard. I have everything on the north side of Washington Boulevard.
So that would be like Goliad and all the up and down. Okay.
All the way up till you get to 4th Street. 4th Street is my dividing line going west. I have everything on the Cartwright side of 4th Street, going all the way back to downtown. And so I have the largest ward in the city.
Yeah. Is it? Do you find it difficult running as a councilman? Sometimes do you find it as a kind of, because there's a lot you have to cover just being on your own. So do you find it difficult at times?
Well, it's very difficult, and it requires a balance because I have to make a living as well as be a councilman, and I'm a councilman 24/7.
Right.
Wherever I am, I'm always a representative of the people. So that I have to act like that, and people stop me in the grocery store, on the streets, in the courthouse, at all times. But it's something that I truly love doing, but I never can do enough because people don't understand. I can't make some things happen. I'm just one of a 7-member board.
Right.
It's a 7 members on council. I get 1 vote, and I can't do anything alone. Right. I can't tell the city manager what to do. I can't tell the people in street and drainage what to do, or the people in water and sewer, or the people in parks and recreation. These are all departments under the city manager. And I cannot go to the city manager and tell him what to do. I am only as strong as the council, and that council requires 4 people at a minimum giving a directive to the city manager as to what to do.
Okay, no, I'm thank you for breaking it down, because I know a lot of people probably want to know how does that work, as far as like if people wanted to get into politics, like they want to kind of just to keep up or know what's going on around their community or the area that they live in. How could they go about that? Like, is there like a website or anything?
Well, first of all, the council meetings are publicized every week. But yes, there's a website, City of Beaumont website, that is full of information. I'm not from that tech era. I'm kind of untechnical, savvy, but yes, you can get information from the website, and you can watch the council meetings on as they occur. So that's one way to get engaged. And I tell anyone they should establish a relationship with their council member, because we need help. We need eyes, we need ears, we need voices.
Not everywhere. Can't be everywhere.
Yeah. So that's needed.
Yeah.
We all should work together toward a common goal.
That's strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers.
Yes, it is. So will that website also be where the community can go if they have any concerns or requests of their area to see that from? Is that also the website you mentioned? Is that where they can go, or do they?
Yes, there's a 311 number. If you have issues or concerns, you can call 311. That's one way of getting it addressed. You can always go to the website. I think it's www.cityofbeaumont.gov. And then you can go to Facebook, City of Beaumont Facebook page. But you can always call City Hall City Hall is the house of the people.
Okay.
And you can call city manager's office, city council office, the mayor's office, any of those. That's the citizens. They're the ones that, that's their house.
And they respond they try to respond to everybody as swiftly as they can, right?
Well, yeah. You will get a response.
Okay. So besides being a councilman of Ward 3, what other public services were you elected in?
Well, as a city council member, I've served with not only the city. As a city council member, I've been a part of an organization, the Texas Association of Black City Council Members. That's a statewide organization. I've served on the board of directors there. I've served with the minority caucus of that board, the Texas Municipal League. I've also served on a national level with the National League of Cities. As a member of the National League of Cities, I chaired the Public Safety and Crime Prevention Committee. That's a national organization, a national board. Became involved with the Minority Caucus, which is the National Black Caucus of locally elected officials. That's council members and mayors all over the United States. And I've been serving on that board since 1999. I've been the president of that organization, which has allowed me to travel all over the United States, dealing with issues affecting our communities. And many times that's where I would draw forth possible solutions to issues that we face here, because others in Kansas City or Los Angeles or Chicago or anywhere in the United States, we have members all over the country. And they're with that organization, NBC Leo, National Black Caucus of Locally Elected Officials. We work as a family, just like we do with the Texas Caucus. We work together as a family with folks from Kuntz to Kirbyville to Dallas, Austin, Corpus Christi, all over the state of Texas. So those are all, that's a network that you establish, a network of people. I can go to any city hall in the state or in the country, and it's a chance that I will know someone that I can ask questions about how they did something, how I might be able to bring that back to Beaumont and make it applicable here. So many times that has been one of the things that's helped us through a lot of situations here in Beaumont.
Okay, you got a long sheet of just really big accomplishments. So I have a question. Can you let us all know exactly what your responsibilities are as a councilman?
I am a representative of Ward 3. Though that is the community that elected me, I am one of 7. We 7 have to make decisions that are in the best interest of the city of Beaumont, whether it be in the area of streets and drainage, water and sewer, public safety, which is public health, police, fire, community development, planning and zoning, information systems, technology. All of these various departments come together and they are run by the city manager. The city manager is the chief executive officer of the city. He runs the city. He's the one that directs the department directors as to what to do, and they prepare budgets. They submit it to the city manager. City manager puts together a cumulative budget for the city of Beaumont, and the city council evaluates that budget and the performance of the departments. So we're only directly charging the city manager, the city attorney, and the city clerk. Those are the only 3 people that have to respond to a city council. As a group, it's improper for me to go to our police chief and tell him what to do. It's improper for me to go to someone at street and drainage and tell them to go to this house and get this fixed. We don't have that type of power. We only have the power as a group of city council members, a majority. So out of the 7 council members, it takes 4 to pass anything. And to get something onto the table, it takes 2. It takes 2 people to get something before council, and then 4 for it to pass. And this is the first time in the 30 years that I've been on council that we've had the 4 votes that from a minority. This is the first time the minority has controlled the city council. So for a long time, it was just me and Robin. So we've had to do. You can't. We don't have the power a lot of people think we do. Right.
That's why I was like, can you let us know exactly what response? Because I know you probably people probably come to you thinking like, oh, you're controlling this, you're controlling. In reality, you're not. Like, you have to, like you said, it's a chain of commands. You know what I mean? So
yes.
You only have your part. I do understand that. So, Mr. Tama, what are your thoughts? Because I did go to the city council meeting at the event center about the purchasing of the AT&T building. What are your thoughts?
Well, I believe we should. I think that's going to be good for the city of Beaumont. I've said that for the past 20 years. Because any city across this country that have a natural resource, a lake, a river, a mountain, or some special attraction, they've progressed. They've excelled. We've never capitalized on the Nature's River. And right down the way, in Port Neches, they're utilizing the fact that they have the river.
Right.
Over in Port Arthur, there were times Pleasure Island. So I believe if we create the opportunity for private development to invest in the river, on the river, we'll see some things change, particularly the downtown area.
Right.
So that's my position. I believe if we open the opportunity for private development on the river, it will be successful for Beaumont. Not going to happen overnight.
No, it's not.
But I believe it will be successful.
Wow, yeah. I'm all for it because Beaumont definitely needs to change. You know, Beaumont is called Beaumont. So I definitely feel like that would definitely be a change and a big look for our city. So, Ms. Sum, I seen that you went to the White House. How was that experience? And you met Obama, you shook hands, you met the family. How was that experience?
It was a beautiful experience to be able to be invited to the White House to the inauguration for the first African American president.
Yes.
That was exciting times, I recall, because I thought at that time we had reached the point that lives would be changed forever. And I thought that the systemic racism would evaporate and go away, and there would be liberty and justice for all. So it was an exciting time. And if you notice in the photograph, that photograph was taken before he was president. That's when he was a senator. And then the subsequent photograph you saw was after he was elected. So I got to meet him before he became president and when he was inaugurated into the presidency. That was a part of being the president of the National Black Caucus, that I led the delegation to the White House to visit with him at that time.
Were you able to speak?
Yeah.
What was your what was your topic to speak on?
Well, I just presented the agenda that the National Black Caucus had prepared for that year, and we were asking our senators to support it, and we had an opportunity to actually let him hear our issues. And at that time it was prison reform, and we were pushing for the cradle to prison, breaking or dismantling the cradle to prison pipeline. So that is what it was all about at that time. But as years change, the priorities change, and but I will never forget that experience.
Yeah, well, as in you capture it. You can never forget that. That's the big thing. So we'd like to know a little fun facts about you, Mr. Samuel, because I know you do have a life outside of councilman and being a lawyer. So what do you like to do on your free time?
Well, one is enjoy my grandkids.
How many grandkids you have?
I have 3 grandkids.
Okay.
So I love watching them grow and playing with them, and I'm close to my daughters and my son. So family is first to me. You know, I've learned that through it all, you please all the people none of the time. You please some of the people some of the time, but you're gonna almost always piss somebody off. And I try to minimize that. I don't like to argue. I don't like turmoil, drama. So I just kind of keep it moving and stay to myself. But I like to play golf. I like the outdoors. I still work out. Still like to go to the gym. I used to like to swing out, but I hadn't. That's been shut down. So I just enjoy life.
Do you think you can get back there on the field, or maybe catch a hurdle or two?
Don't think I can do the hurdle, no. But I can still run, and I just thank God that He's blessed me.
Right.
I can, I still feel good, so I've been blessed. I can't complain. Any
dream vacations, or maybe any places you've vacated already?
Well, I just came back from Cabo, Mexico.
Oh, okay.
I've been able to go down there quite often. That's why I'm looking forward to retiring, so that I can go down there when the weather's not conducive like right now.
Yeah.
Last week, there was no rain at all, and I was down there toes in the sand. Was it white sand? It's pretty brown sand. Now, if you want white sand, you need to go Mississippi area or some of the Caribbean islands.
Yeah.
And that's where I'd like to go, and hopefully I'll get an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But I just enjoy every day, because that's one of the things that this whole pandemic has brought to my attention. We take so much for granted.
Yeah.
We take for granted that when we lie down at night, we'll get up the next morning, but it's not promised. It used to be, you hear people talk about here today, gone tomorrow. We can be here today and gone tonight.
Yeah.
So I try to live each day as if it could be my last, and I enjoy life.
Yes, you got to the fullest. We only have one.
One.
So do you like music?
Yes.
What type of music do you like?
Jazz.
Yeah. Right. You have a hobby. You play the saxophone, right?
Well, I used to. I just started back. I'm gonna go back and take some more lessons. But yeah, I played the alto saxophone from middle school all the way to college. But that's when football began. I had to put that down, and I didn't pick it up again until I bought one about 2 years ago, another one, and so now I'm about to take lessons again. So
do you listen to the current music, like, our genre of music, our generation of music?
I love,
name a rapper.
A rapper.
That's your name.
What's his name? Something the rapper.
Chance the Rapper?
Chance the Rapper.
Oh, you listen to Chance the Rapper?
Oh, but I guess I was always with Cali. I'm kind of old school rappers, but that's kind of not my genre. My genre is I like heart and soul.
Oh, okay. Like R&B?
Yeah, R&B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what new artists like you like R&B? Like
I like Usher.
Usher? Okay.
I wish I could have been in Vegas yesterday for his concert.
Wow.
But see, if you talk about real music, that's Earth, Wind, and Fire, Brothers, all of those guys, and
the music now, they're just sampling that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it, they're just sampling back to music. So, yeah. So you don't listen to Lil Baby, Moneybagg Yo. It's always on the radio. You never heard of Lil Baby?
I hadn't heard of Lil Baby.
Moneybagg Yo. I know you know Cardi B.
I know Cardi B.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion. I heard of them. Okay. Yeah. And there's a couple more, but I just can't call it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on the age, you know.
Yeah. Are you into social media like Instagram? You know, TikTok is a big thing.
Yeah. I try not to. At one point, when I first got involved with the social media, I began to catch myself wasting too much time with it. So I go to social media when I need to get a message out to the people, but I try not to do it every day because it's easy to get caught up in the social media, dealing with people, and I don't like to argue. I don't like confusion because even though I am an elected official, I've not been known to hold my tongue, and I don't want to go back and forth with anybody.
Right.
I try not to make enemies. I try to just neutralize that stuff and move on, keep it moving. But there are times I use social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but I don't go to it every day. I leave that to my kids.
Yeah, and the grandkids. Yeah, that's why I was like, they don't put you on TikTok. My kids,
I've done TikTok. I got a TikTok out. Yeah.
You done the TikTok challenges?
Yeah, I did.
Which one have you done? Which one you be doing?
I forgot the song it was, but it was around Christmas time. I did.
Oh, okay.
My grandkids wanted me to do it, and if my granddaughter asked me to do it, it's done.
It's automatically is.
It's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think there's a time and place for everything.
Right.
And I just see too many people get caught up in the social media, and they can't put their phone down. In the restaurants in the evening, people are all on their phones.
Right.
And it destroys marriages. People come home, and rather than talking to one another, they're on the cell phone doing text messages or doing the social medias, trolling up and down. People falling asleep with the phone in their hand. So there's a time and place for everything, and I try to keep a good balance.
Yeah. So we've been talking and mentioning about sports. I know you said football is your thing. Are you into basketball? So how do you feel about the Bucks winning a championship? Like, what team you was going for initially?
Initially, I kind of wanted Arizona to win this, but that because I like Booker. I thought he was the bomb, but this dude, I can't even pronounce his last name. Giannis. Whoo! He's a beast.
Yeah, he is.
He's a beast, and props off to him. Milwaukee, they did it. That guy, you'll hear about him. I love LeBron.
Yeah, I'm just glad it was another team. I was, no hate, no shade to LeBron and the Lakers, but I was just glad to just see, different teams go to the players that actually play in championship.
Yeah, but I've kind of been a proponent for LeBron because he's extended himself outside of basketball.
Right.
And a lot of folks didn't like that. And that took courage.
Yeah.
And he had the courage to stand. And they can talk about him. He's come from a modest family, and he's not forgotten where he came from. And he's stood as a man, and I respect him.
Yeah, you know, he just they just remade Space Jam. You know, he's in Space Jam. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna see it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen it. It's pretty cool. It's nothing like the classic. You know. Now that it's 2021, you know, they did a lot. You know, with the technology and all that kind of stuff. So it's a little different. Like I said, I like the classic movie, but LeBron did his thing. He did.
Well, I'm excited to see that, but I think we are at a point. We as a people, no matter who we are, what field we're in, we can't ignore the things that's going on around us. We all have to be engaged and involved, and it's those who are popular, those who are not popular, because what brought us to this point is the power of numbers.
Exactly, I said, strength in numbers.
And united we stand, divided we fall. And I must say, we've not been united. We've allowed too many petty things to divide us, to get us away. And we have to come together as a group. They can't just point at me and expect me to part the waters. It's only if you're standing arm in arm with me.
Right.
And that's what we have to begin to do. And we have to understand that. And we're all imperfect beings. I have my own faults. Everybody has faults. Sometimes we have to look beyond those faults and look at the good, look for the good, rather than looking for something to tear down. So that's just my little opinion about that.
Now, to end it all off, football. Football is my thing. It's my sport. I love it. I'm not really into basketball. Like when the Bucks was in the playoffs, I was calling them the green team. But football, that's my thing. So who is your team? Start with college and then go pro.
I always try to support my Texas teams. So I've always tried to support UT and Texas A&M,
right?
As the big college teams. Then when you talk about professional, I want to be a Texan fan, but they keep doing the dumb stuff.
Yes,
and
Lord.
I mean, I can't be a Texas fan because they're not going to win with the stuff they're doing. And I can't really be one of them go boys.
Cowgirl.
Go boys.
I call them cowgirls.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't be.
Can't be a cowgirls fan either.
I can't be that fan. So I'm right or die with New Orleans.
New Orleans, okay.
I'm a Saints fan.
Okay.
I just like that spirit.
Yeah. And then their team is young. Their whole team is pretty young.
Yeah, but as far as quality of a team, I guess I'd have to say KC. Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, I would say college for me, LSU.
Good.
LSU. It's kind of instilled in my blood.
I understand.
So LSU will be my college team, and my pro team is Pittsburgh
Steelers.
Yes, I am a hard-down Steelers fan.
I used to be when I was a kid, because when I say kid, when I was in high school, because that was a big guy from Weirgate, Texas. He was in the Iron Curtain. That was so Pittsburgh is good, cool.
Yeah. Right. That's my team. That's my team, and we're gonna do it this year. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Audwin Samuel, for taking your time out. I know you have a busy schedule, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me. Getting personal, letting everyone know Mr. Audwin Samuel. So I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.